All right, gang. So here we got anchovies and sardines in the bait tank. Now there's two different ways to hook these guys. So we're gonna go over all the different options for hooking these two baits. So let's get a few in here. So first of all, we'll go over how to hook your sardine on your line. So if you look right at the tip of their nose, there's a little clear spot. So we're gonna take the hook and we're gonna go right through that clear spot on the end of their nose. See that? That is the spot to hook a sardine in. Okay, right through the clear spot on the end of the nose, side to side. Not from the bottom of the chin out through the top, or from the top of the head down through it, but right through the clear spot on the end of his nose, side to side. Okay, that is the way to hook a sardine. That is the only way, unless you're super technical and you want the bait to swim down. Then they do what we call butt hooking the sardine, and that's where they take the sardine, go into the back of him, right above the anal, right above his anus, go side to side right through the fish's body. Okay, it makes them bleed. They don't last a long time, but when you pull on them, they'll always swim the opposite way. They have a tendency to want to swim down away from the boat when you hook them in the butt. That's why a lot of people like to hook them right there in the butt, side to side, right through there. Okay, so those are the two ways to hook on your sardine. Now, anchovy, something we don't see very often. There's two ways. If you're using a sinker, any type of weight, if you have a swivel on your line, anything that adds weight to the bait, you want to nose hook it side to side. If you look right on the end of his nose, see that white spot? That was put there by Allah, Jesus Christ, God, whoever you believe in. That was put there for one reason, to drive the hook through. That's what that white spot's for. It's cartilage. It doesn't hurt the bait. They live very well when they're hooked in the nose. That's a perfect way to hook them if you're using any type of weight at all. Okay? That way they swim natural when the weight's taking them up or down. Side to side through the end of their nose. Now, this is the strategic way to hook them. Gill hooking an anchovy. We're using a bigger hook than we should. We should have a number 2 or a number 4, but we're going to use this 2/0 hook just so you can see it better. We're going to collar hook it, and you don't want to come out the top of the bait. You want to come up right where that little fin is, barely go through it, and come out where the fin is. See how the hook went through? He's not bleeding. He's super alive. That's where you hook him. That's the proper way to collar hook an anchovy. That is the only way to collar hook an anchovy. If it bleeds, you went too deep. You go right in where that little fin is, come right out there. Now, why do we gill hook the anchovy? Well, first of all, it's a hard little bait to cast. So you want to gill hook it. That way it adds friction when you're casting against the wind. And also, it's going to have a tendency for that hook to lay alongside the bait as he's swimming, if you will, and it can't be seen. Once again, a bronze or a black hook. We're using way too big of a hook, but this is simply to show you how to hook it. If I was going to use the anchovy fly line, I would use a number 2 or a number 4 hook, gill hook it, or collar hook it like a lot of guys say. Right there, if you don't go very deep and it doesn't bleed, you hooked it perfect. Do it one more time, one more anchovy. You hold them in your hand like this. You come in right there, come out right by the fin. Doink. You don't want to harm the bait. You don't want it to bleed. If it bleeds, you went too deep. That's gill hooking, nose hooking, and butt hooking baits. That's what you need to know, guys.